Hello everyone, it's April 11th of 2020 here in Southern California, and we are in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Um, as you can see, there is a lot of wild growth in this backyard, and I was thinking, now that I have a few hours, maybe I can make a So this plant was kind of growing wild, and all of its branches were coming to the sidewalk in the front yard. So I'm gonna harvest some of those and trim it nicely. And we will be using all these leaves on the no-till garden bed that I'm making. So I already harvested some of these. I'm gonna do more, and we'll come back to you guys. So this is the trimmed version of it. The no branches are coming to the sidewalk, and it looks nice right now. Now I need to move these harvested leaves and stems to the no-till garden bed. So this is the spot that I have picked for the vegetable garden. I picked this spot because pretty much all day it will get a good amount of sunlight, and I've been working on this for a few weeks right now, dumping all kinds of kitchen scrap in it. And I also, when I swept the dead oak leaves, I just dumped them here and covered them with cardboard. And it has been raining here for the past few days, so it got really nicely soaked. You can see some fungus activity in these eggshells. So already an ecosystem is building up in here. I'm going to move the cardboard and dump those leaves that I harvested here. Just gonna put them in layers like that. And maybe some of them the other way, just to cover the place like that. And then I will also harvest some more of the dead leaves and cover this up. And in any case, I have an abundance of wild growth in this backyard because it has been raining quite a lot lately. So I have a ton of material to work with. The nice thing is that most of the wild growth is clover, like you can see here, and those are gonna fortify the soil and improve its quality. So for the next few minutes, I'm just gonna go grab and harvest some weeds and come dump them here. I may also cut back this dead cactus tree. It's a succulent that is dead. It was dead when we came here. And we'll come back in a few minutes. So I started cutting back the cactus tree, and I just wanted to show how dead it is. See, the wood is actually brown and is wilted. It doesn't have any life in it, so I'll be safe to cut it down. The other succulent, it has like dead leaves that I may harvest and put dump here to make like organic compost. Okay, so I gathered a ton of dead oak leaves and some wild grown weed on my way here, and dumped everything here. As you can see, there is a nice layer of green and brown matter here, and all the kitchen scrap that I dumped before is under this growth. I also cut down that dead cactus tree. So what I'm gonna do here is that I wish I had some manure to fortify this with, but because of the COVID-19 situation, I cannot go out. I'm quarantined inside the house, and so I need to just use whatever we have. Um, and I decided to just move nutrition from one side of the yard, mainly the leaves of these oak trees and all this wild growth, to this side, and see if those will compost under layers of cardboard on their own. So what I'm gonna do now, since it rained really heavily last night and everything is pretty much soaked, I'm not gonna water this again. I'm just gonna start covering it with cardboard, and we'll show you how it looks like after. So what we're gonna plant in the garden bed that we just prepared right now, is some stuff that I put under a grow light and a heat pad, to grow faster. All of these were grown from seed. I have green squash, yellow squash, watermelon, dwarf tomatoes, pumpkins, sunflower that has not sprouted yet. And here we have some kale and Italian parsley. I think I'm gonna plant maybe 2 of the kale plants, and then keep the rest under the grow light. Here I started some garlic. This is just a bottled water that I cut and inverted, and this is the garlic. It has already rooted, as you can see. I'm gonna make it, break it down into cloves and plant each of them at the edges of the place that I prepared. Also, again, because I cannot go out, I need to mulch over those cardboard. So I found this coconut coir from a previous project that I am going to soak in a bucket and use as mulch. Okay guys, so since I haven't done gardening for a long time, I have lost the sense of how much coconut coir will expand to how much mulch when it is watered. So what I'm gonna do is that I am going to fill these buckets with water right now, and if it is too watery, I'm gonna add more to it. Alright, so that's gonna take a few minutes to expand, and while that's happening, I think I am just gonna chill here. So while I am waiting for the mulch to be created from the coconut coir, I decided to feed some daisy plants that I have, and I usually use organic for the food stuff that I plant, but for flowers, this is the Miracle Grow bloom booster. It works great. I had these daisies in small pots and fed them with this every other week, and they flowered the entire year. Now that I have a bigger garden, I planted them in bigger pots, and they are already blooming. So how I prepare this is basically following the instruction on the box. So I just grab one of these smaller spoons of the fertilizer, and dump it in a plastic gallon of water. I dilute this with water, and then I feed the plant. So let's go dilute this. And the mulch is forming nicely. The coconut coir is opening up. So temperature here is quite interesting. Let's give this a stare and see how it looks like. So far it looks like the water is enough. Let's look at this other bucket. I may need to add some more water to this one, but that may be good enough too. Alright, so let's go feed the flowers. Has rained quite a lot lately over the past few days, but I'm gonna water this anyway because this is fertilizer. And when I planted these, they were almost dead. They had a couple of leaves. Now it's flowering. It has one here and it has another flower bud down there, and I'm sure this one will be covered with flower in a few months when things get warmer. So moving to the other side to feed the other plant. Looks like we have some mold problem here. So this is the other one. So the previous one I showed you looks healthier than this one, but let me just maybe pull these coirs from the side of it, and since I'm fertilizing it, it doesn't really need any kind of natural fertilizer. Okay, maybe this can help this daisy for a few weeks. Alright, going back to the mulch. Okay, so while the mulch is getting prepared, I thought maybe I can find a site in the area that we have prepared for these squash plants. These I started from seed about maybe 10 days ago under a grow light and on a heat pad. I will post a video about that. It's a time-lapse video. I hope it turns out to be nice, but let's see how the root system of these turned out to be after 10 days. Wow, look at the root system. It turned out beautifully. So I guess these are ready to be planted, and because I think these will grow into big plants and take some wide area, I'm going to plant them in a row here, and next to them I will probably plant some herbs, or I may look up what is a good companion plant for these. So just to prepare the soil, I already cut a part of cardboard here to put my garlics in it, but let's do this. Maybe I make a hole here. Open up the layers of cardboard that we have. Let's open a hole here. And then I cut this. Okay, it's like a nice hole. And then I have some garden soil here that I'm going to put some garden soil in there. Maybe about this much. Just so that before all that organic material starts to break down. They give it some soil to grow. So then I grab this and put it down there. Looks nice. I'm gonna cover around it with mulch. And then maybe another hole here. It's probably too close, but let's just give it a try. This whole thing is an experiment anyway. So let me dig these holes and plant these, and I'll come back to you guys. Alright guys, so this is how things look so far. I made holes in the cardboard and planted the squash. I added some garden soil there just so that they have some immediate medium to work with. And I also planted 2 rows of garlic. So let's see how this will go. I'm still waiting for the mulch to get prepared, but I'm gonna give this some water and see when the mulch gets prepared, and I'll cover this whole thing with mulch. So after about an hour, the coconut coir is pretty much opened up, but there is still some dry lumps in it. It's perhaps a better idea to just soak it overnight, but this is almost done. I'll just give it another half an hour and then go cover the cardboard with it. Alright, so our mulch is ready. I'm going to cover most of the cardboard, especially around the plants, with this mulch. So just grab a little bit and put it around this, making the layer kind of thick around them. This is going to keep the cardboard and the soil under it pretty much moist, nice and moist. It absorbs a lot of water and prevents the cardboard from breaking down. So same thing for the rest of them. Yes, over time as these grow, I keep adding more mulch to around them. But for now, this should be good, and I will post updates to this video to show you how the growth is. Alright guys, so this is the final state of it. I try to cover as much as I can with mulch. So and I keep adding vegetable scraps and other stuff that I find around the garden to the left hand side of this, because I have other stuff that will be planted soon. And so far, although it has been just one day, I see a little bit of growth in the zucchinis. They're having second leaves that they did not yesterday. So let's see how this experiment will go. I'll keep updating this video. I'll add to it, and we'll see how it works. Thanks for watching. So it's still raining here, and I was like, now that I have time at hand, how about I prepare the site next to the no-till garden that I made, and I'm gonna harvest some of the stems of this plant that I don't even know what it is, has been grown in the yard, and also this plant. So if anyone who watches this knows what kind of plants these are, I would appreciate it if you can leave a comment for me. I really like to know what these are. There is some tree branches and some other leaves and some of these weeds that I'm gonna harvest as well. So let me go do the part next to it and I'll get back to you. Okay, so that site is kind of filled up with all the weed and other kind of green harvests that I did from around the garden. I'm going to put another cardboard on this one, and because there is a slope going this way, if I water this, the water from this cardboard will drip under the other cardboard and so on and so forth. This place is on a slope. I will try to work around these cactus plants because they're old but they are beautiful. So let's see how that will go. I accidentally left this part of the IKEA furniture box here yesterday, and because of the rain it's all soaked up, which is actually working to my benefit. So let me do that and I'll show you how it looks like. So this is how it turned out so far. I will need more cardboard. I have more boxes, so I'll just bring them down here to the garden and let them soak in the rain today, and I will perhaps continue this tomorrow. I thought I could do this in one day, but this turned out to be a multi-day project. Stay tuned, guys.